Hi, I'm Jackie Craig. I'm running for a position in the Marana Town Council, something I thought I would never do in a million years. But the reason I'm doing it is a recent threat to our nature preserve really woke me up to the importance of local government in my life, in all of our lives. And I realized that we are living in all of Marana, a wonderful part of the world, and I want to make sure it stays this way. I was born in Tucson. I spent my childhood in Tucson in Arizona for the most part, apart from 2 sojourns in Africa when my parents took volunteer positions there. I would say what most defines me is I love to hike. I hike about 400 miles a year all around the greater Tucson area, much to the chagrin of my husband because it means I spend a lot of time on the trails. For my career, I was a Foreign Service officer in the U.S. Diplomatic Corps. I directed management operations at embassies overseas, so that's human resources, financial management, information systems, housing, that kind of thing. I retired in 2013, and I guess I had a lot of pent-up volunteer energy because I threw myself into community activities as soon as I got here. So I became a hike leader right away, a master gardener. I joined our HOA's Architectural Landscape Review Committee. In 2017, I ran for the Highlands Board of Directors, and I'm in my 3rd year on the board and my 2nd year as president. So actually, I was asked, what qualities do I have that make me a better candidate than the incumbents for the town council? And that's a really good question because the town of Marana they've done a lot of things right. But I think I have a lot of very important qualities that could help the town council and the town. From my time in management overseas, I have a lot of experience supervising a large bureaucratic staff. And what you have to understand there is that the staff are the ones that are really running things. They know what's going on. And if you want to know what's going on, you have to maintain a good relationship with them. At the same time, you have to harbor a little bit of suspicion as to motives, particularly about staff increases or salary increases, and keep a good eye on the budget development process. I also have great experience getting along with other agencies. We historically don't have good relations here in Marana with Oro Valley, Tucson, and Pima County. And yet, as we grow, I think it's very important that we work closely with them to resolve these overlapping issues, and I think I could be really helpful there. Thirdly, I can keep the town adhering to their own strategic plans. I have a lot of experience in strategic planning with other agencies at embassies overseas. I have a master's in national security strategy from the National War College. What I see happening in Marana is a lot of ad hoc decisions based on proposals that developers are bringing forward that don't adhere to Marana's own development strategic plan. So what happens then is you get a lot of patchwork development like we have, and you also requires the town to pay for the infrastructure to connect those patchwork developments with their existing infrastructure, water particularly. And that infrastructure then costs current residents money because the town needs to raise money through sales tax, that's how they do it, to pay for that infrastructure. They are considering now raising the sales tax to pay for more infrastructure. Fourth thing, I guess, probably most important where I differ is a different perspective on development and water. So we're standing here in the Tortolita Fan. It's no accident that we're here. Not only is it beautiful open space, but it is an alluvial delta that absorbs and filters all the watershed of the Tortolita Mountains here and sends it down as nice, pure, clean water into the Marana Aquifer, which of course is a huge benefit to all of Marana. But not only that, this whole Tortolita Fan is a vital migration corridor for all the wildlife between the Catalina, the Tortolita, and the Tucson mountain range. And as such, it's the only remaining corridor they have. They need to be able to migrate back and forth to maintain their genetic diversity. And if they don't have genetic diversity, then we don't maintain those robust populations and we lose all this wildlife around us that we love. For those reasons, this area and other important natural resource areas in Marana need to be preserved from development as much as possible. But I'm not just talking about this kind of open space. I strongly advocate that all neighborhoods, all developments have access to nature. I think we saw in these coronavirus times how important it was to have natural beauty around us, access to nature close to our homes. And I strongly advocate that all developments have a lot of parkland and open space around them. I'm not anti-development. I think there's a lot of ideal places in Marana for development, particularly commercial development, because as I said, that brings in a lot of money to the tax base that residential development actually depletes. So I guess what I'm saying is let's focus on that kind of development and preserve this beautiful, unique, outdoor-oriented character that Marana has. Finally, I just want to say this about water. We live in a desert. Water is a scarce natural resource. We need to make sure that true water sustainability is a part of every development approval. And we don't want to wake up 15 years from now with no water for current residents. So thank you for listening all the way through.